claim that can say yes, true faith. Bible said if we read the account in this passage, we call it faith passage. Hebrew 11. Faith passage. We saw the man like Noah. We saw the man like Abraham. We saw the man like Enoch. Bible said Enoch walked with God until God took him. And I've once said that God took Enoch simply because Enoch saw God. And God told Moses in the book of Exodus chapter 33, while they were about to embark on the journey, from verse 12, Moses began to ask God for his help, for his presence. He said, you have sent me on this journey, but you have not told me whom you will send. Whom? I want you to know the word whom. They don't use it for animal. Whom you will send to go with me. But Bible said, and God promised him his presence. He said, because you have secured favor in my sight. And but God told Moses in that place that no one see my face and remain alive. That I'm going to flank you in between of a cleft. So with that revelation, with that scriptural reference, we can say what happened to Enoch for God to take him is because Enoch saw God. Enoch saw God. He walked with God to be leveled at. He saw God. In other words, Enoch can claim that he knows God to some extent. But when it comes to the matter of mercy, we can't claim to know God beyond 1%. Because, you see, man demonstrates faith. God is the only one who administers mercy. Mercy is the heart of God's benevolence. Mercy is the heart of God's benevolence. Mercy is the heart of God's benevolence. So, no one can claim to know God beyond 1% when it comes to the issue of mercy. There was an account of a particular fellow in the Bible. I think it should be in Luke chapter 19. The man called Bartimaeus, if I'm right, in Luke 19. Luke 19, let's check it. Luke 19. Luke 19, we saw two people story there. Number one person is Zacchaeus. That we can use that you can't claim that you know God when it comes to the issue of mercy, because God determines how he's going to administer or adjudicate mercy. But men walk. When it comes to faith, you are the determinant factor. But when it comes to mercy, God is a solely responsibility. Let me use the word solo. Because it's out of benevolence. In this Luke 19, from verse 1, Bible said, then Jesus entered and passed through Jericho. Now behold, there was a man named Zacchaeus, who was a chief tax collector. In ancient Israel, in the time of ancient Israel, in ancient Israel days, tax collector are seen as, let me use the word, even our politicians of today, maybe they are the same thing. Tax collector, they see them as sinners. For some people see them as criminals because they are in charge of the tax. They represent Caesar, so to speak, but many times they lord it over the people. They lord it over them that to the level that they collect beyond the normal requirement. He said here, he was a tax collector, Zacchaeus, and he was rich from the money that he had, let me use the word, embezzled. Verse 30 says, and he sought to see Jesus, who Jesus was. He had heard about Jesus, so he determined to see Jesus, who he was, but he could not because